Yes, good morning. It's 11 a.m. on the 23rd of January and 7 or 8 days left in the transfer window. So we're here to talk all things transfers, all things gossip and speculation. Yesterday I was digging deep for sources. I was even going beyond the conventional sources like Romano and digging up some rubbish that doesn't exist. But we're here today. I'm just going to do another quick show. And as the title says, it's about Casemiro. I just want to touch on some issues with Casemiro. We haven't seen him play too often at Man United for a number of weeks now. It seems to me that he's not part of the plans going forward. Maybe because of his age, maybe because of his wage. We need to reduce the bill. But Casemiro doesn't look like he's going to be hanging around too long. Now, whether we get rid of him in January or in the summer, is the most important thing is that we need to reduce the wage bill. And if he's not playing, why should he be hanging around the club? Good player. He's been a good player over the years. At one stage, playing at Real Madrid, he was winning Champions Leagues, playing in a great side with a great midfield of him and Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. All these guys are sort of on the wane now. So we actually need to move forward. And when you're playing in the Premier League, I think he's been found out a little bit, not having the mobility, not having the physicality anymore to get around the pitch and be robust in a league that's really tough. He's even admitted that himself. So Casemiro, from all reports, I've got a report here saying Ruben Amorim has had enough of Casemiro's poor performances and wants to see Man United sell the midfielder this month, so within the next 7 days. So Casemiro is receiving proposals from the MLS, the American League, and it's a different system over there, isn't it? About bringing players, but they are known to bring in players on a big wage. Casemiro, it's close to home for him in the Americas. Is that a possibility? Could Casemiro be going to the MLS? And I think it'd be a good fit for him. Obviously, we were talking about Saudi money. They've got available to them, but MLS Saudi would be a good fit. I can't see him going to any other club in Europe because of his wage, and it wouldn't be a good fit or a good buy for any sort of club because of the value, sell on value and all that. He's not going to really contribute much, and his stock's gone down since he's been at Man United. He's been exposed a little bit, and there's a few risks. If I was a potential club in Europe, that's someone I would bypass because of the form and the stock is not looking good for Casemiro. So maybe a league like Saudi Arabia or the MLS would be suitable for Casemiro. We're saying here, this is from Court Offside, Man United are struggling to find a buyer for Casemiro and may be forced to lower their expectation of a £30 million fee. Now, the guy is 32, I think, 32 years old. £30 million. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Damn right, we need to lower the price if we want to get rid of him, especially in the next week or so. Casemiro, I imagine him and his agents are looking for clubs. But I want to say this about Casemiro. From what I've seen, obviously I can't be a judge. I'm not an insider or anything like that. But he looks like a good pro. I've seen him celebrating goals from the bench and running off, down the sidelines to celebrate goals and sort of show their encouragement. He always seems to be smiling and happy. So I think he's a good, experienced player to have around, but clearly his time has come to an end. So 30 million, I would drop that I would even accept 10 million for Casemiro right now, if we could just get him off the books. And obviously that'd be a loss, but we have to sort of consider how we're going forward if we want to rebuild. So that's the story there. Casemiro to the MLS. Let's see how that goes. Big up, Olakunle. How you doing, man? Good morning to you. Your side, flying high, top of the Premier League and the Champions League. Liverpool are doing fantastic. Do you want to talk quickly, Olakunle? Don't know how you feel about this, but I'm super impressed, man, with the transition. We at Man United, we've seen our days at Fergie, and there was no smooth handover. We've gone downhill since then. We haven't even achieved anything like winning a major trophy, Champions League or Premier League, since Fergie left. Whereas Klopp has left, and it's been a smooth transition. It's just passed the baton. They haven't dropped the baton. They've continued to drive forward. Now, granted, you've been left with like 3 world-class players. I say world-class, but Salah, definitely one of the top players in the world. Van Dijk is amazing, probably my favourite centre back in living memory, and Trent as well, who's a fantastic right back when used correctly. So Liverpool are flying high right now. I hate to say it as a Man United fan, but you have to give respect where it's due. You're doing a great job, and the transition has been very smooth. And you're running things right now, looking like one of the best sides in Europe, having beat Real Madrid as well at home. I feel that NES have made a massive error in hiring Amarin. Okay, that's a surprise. That's a surprise you say that. Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit? I'm just interested to know why you say that's a mistake. Should we have kept Ten Hag, do you think? Is it the system you don't like with Amarin? What is the issue that you have with Amarin going forward? But anyway, we're here to talk transfer moves. Just been speaking about Casemiro. He could be on the move. All right, going back to the issue we were talking about yesterday, we're after a left wing back. We're talking about this guy, Patrick Dorgu from Lecce. Now, we discussed this yesterday on the show. It's about a price now. Lecce are looking for about 40 million. I think that's the price tag they're looking at. But Man United will try to advance after £27 million payment. That's euros. That's £22 million. That bid was turned down. So £22 million bid was turned down by Man United. And Dorgu is keen on the move, and there's no potential issues on the contract either. So that's something that could be done very soon if we get other players leaving very soon as well during the next week or so. That's something that could be done. We've had a look at him. Big, strong guy, good dribbler as well, can play in various positions, but ideally he'd be playing left wing back for us. So, I mean, from 22 million, maybe go up to 30 million and just test the waters and see what's happening there. But we don't want to mess around. We haven't got much time, but we don't want to get mugged off either. So that's something to look out for. If you hear anything, guys, let us know. Going back to Ola Kunle, saying here, having spent 600 million on the squad to then hire a manager with a completely different style of play when the PSR is in place and United close to breaking it, the club has to sell to buy. That's a good point. That's a good point. Fair enough. I wasn't testing you. I just want to see what your views were. And that makes sense. I mean, they should have possibly made a decision before they started buying players under Ten Hag and bringing in this new guy. So yeah, times are hard indeed, King Dino, no doubt about it. Regarding Casemiro, Olakune saying here, Casemiro, Rashford, Bruno aren't leaving unless they're paid off, which affects their PSR. Yeah, we would like them to, well, not Bruno, but Rashford and Casemiro, they look likely that they could be leaving the club. Okay, that was the Patrick Dugu. Just another bits and bobs I'm just going to throw out here now. So, story here about Brighton's Julie Enciso. Man United made a last-ditch attempt to sign Brighton's Julio Enciso as Garnacho continues to be linked with an exit. That's from a source that I don't really trust, but I like the player, and he could play in a number 10 role. He's a good, exciting young player. We've seen him for Brighton. I think he's on loan at the moment. And Man United going about regarding the Garnacho deal. Now, Man United will sell Garnacho to Napoli if they meet the £70 million asking price. So far, Napoli have also offered around 50 million plus add-ons, but talks are ongoing. This looks like a serious deal. There's been a lot of speculation about what's going to happen with this. And Napoli, obviously, they've got Osimhen on the books. I heard yesterday there's a possibility that Osimhen could come to us as part of that deal. We're yet to find out. Times are hard, no doubt, and we're struggling out here. Just want to talk about let's do before I go on to the Ahmad, because I want to talk about Ahmad as well. I've got just a couple other things from other clubs as well going on right now. Let's just run these through. We've got Anthony with Betis, you know, our Anthony, our great Brazilian winger, who's really flopped at the club, hasn't he? He hasn't really been a good signing. But Betis have been interested. And there's a report here from Romano, which is a legit source. I understand Anthony could be part of the Man United squad again today while the club prepared to check documents for his transfer deal to Real Betis. A verbal agreement on loan remains done and not in any danger. Could be going while United work on a replacement. So Anthony deal, he could be in the squad for tonight's game against Rangers. But in the meantime, the deal verbally in principle has been done with Real Betis, but we are looking for a replacement for Anthony as well. So it looks like Anthony could be wearing the green and white of Betis on loan very soon. So that's just a continuation of the story we touched on yesterday. So Anthony, that's something quite positive for us. Hopefully he can shine over there and get a move in Spain at some point. King Dino is saying here, changing the style of play when you have no money is just plain stupid. These are fair points, fair points. And big up to Andrew Williams. Good, still morning. Good morning to you, Andrew. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Next story. This is about Kyle Walker, because obviously we were talking about Rashford. There's possibly he would have gone to AC Milan. But now AC Milan have decided to sign Kyle Walker. Looks like he's going there. It could be all set for 1 p.m. today. This is from Romano again. Kyle Walker due to land at 1 p.m. today in Milan to sign as a new Milan player. Wow. He's gone. Top right back, I'd say, Kyle Walker. I think he's deserves a lot of respect for what he's achieved, and he's been almost unbeatable with his pace in the last few years. Top guy, led as captain as well for Man City and done really well for England. A loan deal, salary covered by AC Milan, potential contract until June 2027, buy option clause worth 5 million, not mandatory. Man City will also have a sell-on clause as well. At his age, I don't know, I'm sure Kyle Walker's 32, 33, but it looks like he's going on loan with a potential option to buy as well. So he'd be leaving the Premiership. And if you were picking your Premiership all-time 11, would Kyle Walker be your right back, or would he be in consideration? This is how good a player he is. I know he plays for City, but he's had a great career in the Premier League. And I've seen a lot of people say that he's one of the best right backs ever in the Premier League. And how many are there? I mean, there's Trent, there's Gary Neville, and you have to put him up there. I would put him in the top 5, top 10 right backs the Premier League's ever seen. So thanks, Kyle Walker. You've been a great servant to the Premier League, and you've won a lot of trophies. Big up to you. Oh, he's 34. Wow, he's 34. So in Italy, I think you can get away with being 34 and play consistently out there. They've got great training method set up there, haven't they? I know Seedorf once was talking about how he prolonged his career by playing at AC Milan because they look after you. They know how to take care of their players. So big up to all you guys. I just want to say, Andrew Williams saying here, wow, Dino and Ola saying what I've been saying. People are waking up. So, yeah, there's an agreement there. I want to say hi to Aces as well. How you doing? Rangers has up to nearly 20,000 supporters travelling to Manchester today. Wow. Hopefully, there's going to be a lot of peace and no violence or riots or anything like that. Andrew, 34 for Walker. I want to say big up to Matty Bassett. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. We've got King Dino saying here, are we still going to pay any more than half of Anthony's wages? I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't got that here. I want to say hi to Jules Solskjaer, United TV. How you doing? Good morning. Nice to see you. Nice. Big up to Jules. Everyone say hi to Jules. And who else? Yeah, that's it. All right, another story coming through. This is from Man City. So obviously, Man City have released or let go of Kyle Walker. They're getting business done. You've seen they're making signings as well. They've got the Brazilian sort of left-sided defender. And now it's Omar Marmoush joins Man City on a contract valid until 2029. Deal signed, sealed and confirmed for 75 million. Pounds. Is that no euros? 75 million euros from Eintracht Frankfurt. What do you guys know about this guy? I'm not too familiar with him. Is he a good player? Is he going to do well for City? City didn't really replace the Argentine, did they? Who went to Atletico Madrid. So this will give them another option up front. He seems to have a good reputation. I've heard a lot of good things about him. Do you think he'd be a good fit? And 75 million pounds. City have got money to spend. Wow, and we're struggling out here. Obviously, they're in the Champions League. They've won a lot of stuff. Mido rates Mamouche very highly, says Jules Solskjaer. Okay, well, Mido, I thought he was a good player at some points. We'll say good morning to Bilal. How you doing, Bilal? Nice to see you. Amarin, great dude, wrong man. I do think we got to try and make it work though. That's from Andrew Williams. Yeah, I don't know much about him either. But Jules is saying here he's rated highly by his fellow Egyptian, Mido. Do you remember him? He used to play for Ajax and ended up in the Premier League with Spurs, I think. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's see how he fares, this new guy, Mamouche. So it's just saying here, documents also signed on the club side between Man City and Eintracht Frankfurt, medical completed. And he's actually pictured in the shirt as well. Don't know if that's AI or not, but yeah, he's going. All right, going back to the Man United stuff, guys. Just before, I want to say, Bilal saying here, of course he does. He's from Egypt. Yeah, of course. Salah also rates him highly. Okay. All the Egyptian guys will rate him highly. Let's wait and see. Let's wait. I don't know his game. Don't know what he's got, but he's got scoring goals out there. Just touch on this. This is a stat that came out today. We talk about the manager. I've heard this. Andrew Williams saying, "Great dude, wrong man." Let's look at this. Now, is this any reflection on the manager? Because there's information here saying games lost in a manager's first 15 in charge of Manchester United. So this is how many games out of the first 15 games do you think our managers lost, and who's got the most losses in the first 15 games? I've got the data here. So in 15 games, Chapman in 1921 had lost 12 for Manchester United. That's a lot. So how many do you think Amarin has lost in 15 games, his first 15 games at the club, compared to all the other managers? How many do you think he's lost? Ola Kunle saying 8 here. We've got another 8 from Jules. And yes, Vincent. How you doing, Vincent? Good to see you. Surrounded by 2 United legends, I think, there. Yeah. Vincent, you're tiny. Unless they're standing on chairs. Yeah, Bilal, you got it right. 7 games, according to this stat. 7 or 8. Who knows? But it's out of the first 15 games in charge, Chapman in 1921 lost 12 of them. That's poor. That's sackable. Crickmere in 1931 lost 8. And then next you got Amarin, who's lost 7 of his first 15 games. Is that any reflection? Should we be judging him on this, really? Then you got Doherty with 5 with Murphy. Fergie lost 4 of his first 15, as well as all these legends here. Fergie lost 4. Ten Hag lost 4 of the first 15. Jose Mourinho lost 4 of the first 15. Louis van Gaal lost 4 of the first 15. And Ron Atkinson. So all these guys lost 4 of the first 15 games. And it's only Fergie, really, who went on to win major trophies. Moyes lost 3. Busby lost 3 of his first 15. And Ranierick and Solskjaer only lost 1 of the first 15 games. Any reflection on Amarin, guys? Andrew Williams saying here we should judge Ineos, not Amarin. We've got, yeah, Vincent saying that's Mainu and Garnacho. Now, I know Garnacho and Mainu are not that tall. So how tall are you, Vincent? Because you look mighty short there, man. They look like giants. They look like NBA players, don't they? But big up to you, Vincent. Great to chat to you yesterday. And future legend in Mainu, says Bilal. Yeah, really, I mean, these stats, you can throw stats out all day and they can reflect anything. But I think Amarin's had a bit of a raw deal. He's been passed the baton and it's been laced with Vaseline. It's really slippery. He's dropped it. We're not performing. He's trying to implement something mid-season. He needs. I think any new manager should come in at the start of the season or start of pre-season to do the business. And coming in like that when things were a bit rocky, it just got worse, hasn't it? So yeah, let's see how that goes. But that's a stat that I'm sure rival fans will be bringing to you. 7 losses in the first 15 games. All right, just a couple more things. We've got a big game tonight, haven't we? Let's see, 4 foot something, says Vincent. Wow, you're tiny. You are tiny. All right, let's talk about the game tonight. Obviously, all right. I love you guys. You guys are funny. All right. Obviously, we got Rangers tonight, and Amad Diallo, he played for Rangers once, didn't he? And we spoke about this yesterday on the show, and we were saying that he didn't really get much love from Rangers at the time. That was the year they got to the European final and lost, but he was in and out the side, wasn't really a first teamer, and Van Bronckhorst was the manager at the time, didn't fancy him that much. So let's read what former Rangers player Scott Arfield said on Diallo, because he was at the club at the same time. So he said he had one of the best attributes you can have as a professional footballer, and that is being the best trainer every day. This is Arfield on Amad Diallo while he was at Rangers. It says here the sessions the day after the game are mostly for the boys not playing, so there can be a bit of a grind, but honestly he was bang on it. So even though he wasn't playing, he was still turning up the next day for the sessions, for the players that did play, and being a spark and being enthusiastic and being bang on it when it came to training. This is from Arfield. He was a monster every single day with his quality and work rate, and this is something we see with the young man. This is what really makes him a really top player, is that his quality, his work rate, his enthusiasm. We see that with the goal the other day when he closed down the guy for the penalty. And we've seen that so many times this season. This guy is on it. He's loving where he's at. He's enjoying his football. He's working his socks off. And this is exactly what we love about Amad Diallo. Big up to Football Capital. How you doing, man? How you doing this morning? Still morning. I was going to say afternoon. And don't worry about the Rangers fans or United fans. Can deal with them. We're not Man City. That's Vincent. Just a bit of concern there because the Rangers got 200. Is it 200,000 coming down, or 20,000 maybe? More like 20,000, I'd say. Olakunle saying here, United could do dropping out of the top 8 in Europa, as it means they go into a playoff, meaning more revenue as 2 extra games. Okay. Are we really that bad at the moment? We need 2 extra games in Europa for cash. Andrew saying here, very good to hear this about Amad. Yes, hunger has really surprised me. Look, I'm with you on this, Andrew. I think players are supposed to do this. This is what you're supposed to do. If only every player had that desire and hunger that was demonstrated by Amad. Even at Rangers, when he was on loan, he tried his best. Jules is saying here, is there a higher prize for qualifying automatically in the Europa League versus via the playoffs? I'm not sure. So maybe someone in the comments can answer that one. We need to be wary of Hamza, Ilami, Mane, and Cyril Dessers. I will watch out for them. I don't really know these players. I've probably seen them, but don't really know them. So thanks for the shout out there, Bila. We will be watching them tonight. I didn't rate high good enough, but his work rate has won me over. Okay. I was trying to say yesterday how good Steve Granger's book is going, because he's from Birmingham. Okay, yeah. I've got the book here somewhere. Let me just we were talking about it yesterday. I've only read half of it. This is the guy we had on the show once, Steve Granger. Thanks to Vincent. He's a former. I think his dad was one of the players. No, he's just a great Man United supporter. He's got wrote a book here from pre-Premiership days, from the 70s. Steve Granger, and it's a good book. I read half of it when I was on holiday, and you know, it's like when you get back into the swing of things, you don't read it, the rest of it. But a very good book. I would advise you guys to pick up. Thanks, Vincent, for endorsing that. Yeah, here's a good one. We talked about it yesterday. James Tavernier, dangerous set pieces. Yeah, he will be. Let's more. I've just got a couple of other things about Amad as well, because this is a guy we really have to sort of give thanks and praise to. He's been magnificent since he's been at the club, and really demonstrated what it takes to be a Premiership player and have the right attitude. And he's shining so brightly because other people are really poor with that attitude at the moment. So I think you have to give the guy a lot of credit and say thank you, Amad Diallo. There was another bit of data I'm looking for now regarding Diallo. Let's see, where is it? All right, here we go. I've got it, guys. I've got it. So we heard what Arfield said about Diallo while he was at Rangers. This one is saying Amad leads the Premier League, the entire Premier League, for both goals created through take-ons. Okay, so imagine he's created goals by taking people on. So he leads the Premiership in that. So obviously he's dribbling, he's driving at people, and goals created through defensive actions this season. So that would be probably pressing players, pinching the ball, in defensive actions like that and then creating goals via that. We saw that with the penalty the other day. He was the one responsible by a good defensive action, by closing someone down, pinching the ball, and then turning it over for us to get a goal. This is something really, really impressive. And so long live our little king, our little prince, Ivorian prince. That's Amad Diallo. He's playing against his former club, Rangers, tonight. Hopefully he get a game and show the Rangers supporters what he could have done if he would have played more often up there. More comments coming through. Ola Kunle saying here, top eight, get. Oh, here. So the question was asked about the Europa League. I didn't know much about this. So the top 8 get the second leg of the knockout at home, and they would also get to face what was classed as a weaker team. Example, you finish first, you get the club that finished last. Okay, yeah. So top 8th, and they play each other. First and 8th play each other, and it works like that. It's like a seeding thing, isn't it? Thanks for Olakunle. Yeah, it's the same. It is from the same supporters club as me. Oh, talking about the book writer. Stevie Wonder would be dangerous at set pieces against us. Very funny. That's from Jules. And Ahmad is my favourite player in this current squad, no doubt about it. Sorry, the dogs are barking. The press is unreal. His press is unreal. Brilliant, isn't it? When I expect someone to be pressing, I think they'd be big and strong and be able to tackle. But it's not. He's so like small, and he can sort of come in at different angles and pinch the ball. No one sees him coming. Such a little nuisance of a player, isn't he? Stevie Wonder's goal would be very superstitious. Very good, very good. Any more Stevie Wonder puns? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Yes, indeed, very good, very good. All right, the jokes are coming in as they usually do. Better than Mount at pressing, as Ahmed doesn't get injured doing it. It says Bilal as well. Tenacious is a word to describe Ahmed. Yeah, but there you go. Well, I've been tenacious with the show because I was only supposed to do 10, 15 minutes. It's gone on for 27. Thanks you guys for tuning in. Make sure you watch the live game today, 8 o'clock. Mr. B, I think, is doing a live watch along again. And we probably do a post-match show as well. So tune in for that. We had your score predictions yesterday. A lot of you saying it's going to be a win for Man United. I see it going that way as well. It's not desperate yet, where we need to win, but I think we've got the quality to do it. So most definitely. Want to say hi to Didi. I think that's you. What would a Man United with no Europe look like? In my opinion, it'd be sad. It'd be sad. Lack a notch coming up, no doubt about it. Grey show. Yeah. Olakunle, I think you're saying great show. Thank you. 5-1. Olakunle, I want to say thank you for sharing yesterday's show on the social media for me. Really appreciate that. This is what we say. It's all one big community, isn't it? 5-1 Man United says, Vincent, great show. Thank you, Olakunle. Thank you, Andrew. Have a great day. Great day as well. Jules, haven't seen you for a while, but thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Thank you so much. And it's from me. I'm going to say the words. You know the words. It's Croatian for probably goodbye or good night or God bless, whatever. You know the words. It's called Lack a notch. So lack a notch from me. Until later, we will see you at 8 o'clock or 7:45 with Mr. B for the live watch along. Until then, have a great day.